over 500 days, I've spent my time building some epic things in our dwarven-inspired fantasy world in Minecraft Hardcore. However, I'm turning my attention to this week to a newfound discovery of God Armour. It's basically a set of armour that is so good that it basically makes you almost unkillable, which I know so many of you guys are really worried about me dying in this world. So that's what I'm doing. I'm challenging myself this week to try and achieve the best armor you possibly can make in Minecraft. If you enjoy the Lord of the Rings or fantasy culture, I would love it if you would consider hitting that subscribe button, as every new sub allows me to put even more time into each of these videos. But without further ado, let's get into it. I have no idea why I've just done that off camera, but we now have 10 smithing templates. We've used up all of the diamonds. We've only got like 3 diamonds left, because that is what we are doing today. We are making some progress and getting the God armor. Yeah, so we're gonna need like just over half a stack of ancient debris. So we need to go to the Nether, which means we need to put our golden booties on. So let's get to it. In hindsight, this is probably going to be a bit of an annoying mining mission, because I'm going to have to basically sit and mine at the level and just try and get it. But I think a better way to mine in the future would probably be the bed method. We'll try it this way and we'll see how we get on. I think we're going to need TNT to do this. I think we need to go and either build a creeper farm, or we need to build beds and figure out a better way of doing this. So let's go and build a bunch of beds and try that method. Harvest our wheaticles. Breed the sheep, because we're going to need a bunch of wool, and we've got too many cows, so I might actually kill off some of the cows. We may need to bring our axe out for this job. And there we are. We've managed to cool down a lot of the cows, so we've only got a very few cows left. But we do now have plenty of raw beef, which we can go and throw into our dwarven super smelter and get lots and lots of food. But I think it's fair to say that the age of the cow is over. The time of the sheep has come. Oh, that was dreadful, but if you've seen Lord of the Rings, you know. Well, I accidentally used a fire resistance potion, so I think I should probably put that in my inventory so I don't accidentally use the other one. So let's get back to shearing sheep. One of the issues that we have is the cows and the sheep keep trying to path up this hill, which means that the sheep aren't actually regrowing the wool because they're not eating grass. So what I might actually have to do is just run and grab some dirt and basically transform that into a dirt hill so that grass can spread around it, so the sheep can still feed, so it's more efficient. So let's go and get some dirt. Well, I actually realized we need inventory space, so the first stop is actually to put some food into our super smelter. So on to the next job. I don't know if 2 stacks is enough, but we'll give it a try. Thank you very much, good sir. This is proving to be a royal pain in the behind, now that there's actually animals. Oh, no. I'm gonna keep breeding these sheep, and basically I'll be back when I've got the stacks. Well, we finally have technically 2 stacks of beds. We now need the same amount of wood as we do the actual wool. We should probably place our bed just so we don't accidentally use that up. Speaking of losing things, so I think I've lost my bow. I've lost my OG bow, which is a bit... Yeah, I've definitely lost it. I don't know where it's gone. So if any of you want to go back through the most recent episodes and figure out when and roughly where we lost the bow, I'd be eternally grateful. But we're going to go and get some wood so we can carry on with getting some beds. I also want to just bring attention to the fact that I completely forgot that the diamond chestplate that we got out of the bastion when we went to get the Netherite upgrade actually gave us a diamond chestplate with blast protection on it. So I threw a mending book on it, and I'm going to take this chestplate, and we're now going to head back into the Nether. But first, let's gather our food. Wow, it's only done a stack and a half. Where's the rest of the food? Oh well, so I've never actually done this before at all, so I'm going to be a bit cautious whilst we do the first couple, what we need to do. So I think I need to kind of block myself off so I don't take as much damage. Then we need to place down a crafting, and then we need to make as many beds as we can. then realise that we've probably made one too many, and then take those beds out. But we'll come back for them before they despawn. And then I think we just right click. Oh, that's a big explosion. What the heck? I did not expect that to be that big. Okay, well, then I think we just... Oh. Then... Ancient debris, nice. Okay, this is gonna work. Ah, yes. We'll come back for you. Oh. Okay, we have to be careful of the fire below. Well, that's every single bed used up. It only got 17 ancient debris, so this is going to take a lot longer than I anticipated. And whilst we get sorted, let's go ahead and smelt our ancient debris. And with a bit of a pickaxe repair job done, we are now waiting for some gold to smelt. I want to recraft the diamond boot because I don't want depth strider. I would prefer feather falling, but for now we need to just wait for this gold to smelt. So yeah. How are you guys doing? You guys good? Have you guys played Minecraft much recently? You yeah, how's work? How's life? Anybody in education? How's that going for you? This is getting a bit awkward now. Now all we have to do is craft the netherite ingots, and there we are. We have 4 netherite ingots. We still have 1 scrap, and we have some gold. So we can place that in the chest for now, because we've got a bit of work to do before we can actually go ahead and upgrade the armor. At this point in the video, the real day was coming to an end, and I decided to wind down by making some Eyes of Ender, and we also turned our attention to planning a future project, which is when I discovered we have yet another spawner in our dwarven empire. I'm not going to get rid of it for now. We're going to utilise this at a later date, but I thought it was just worth documenting. Okay, so it has been a few days since I have actually been on Minecraft, because we've been playing Return to Moria, which I do want to say a very quick thank you to anybody that's actually watched those videos. I understand that it's not Minecraft, and YouTube definitely hates people when they try and upload content that their channel is not quote-unquote known for. But the reason why I played Return to Moria is because it would give me a lot of inspiration for what we can do to our base to make it look even more epic, and I definitely have gotten loads of ideas so far, and I haven't even completed the game. But we need to continue in building up our enchanting area, because we are still trying to get the ultimate god armor in the game, so that we can not worry about upgrading this armor anymore and know that we've got the best enchants and everything. So the first thing is we need to actually spend a bit of time in getting some villagers over to the enchanting area. So let's give the villagers some more potatoes so they can keep breeding. Spruce. So my idea is that we can fit 3 guys per section, and what I wanted to do was start over here on the opposite side so we can start kind of building this place up. So this is going to be the armor segment, since that's what we're working on in this video. So we have the first villager in. However, he gave us mending, and that's not what we want. That would have been useful about 5 episodes ago, but unfortunately this is going to be our armor segment, as I tried to describe very, very badly earlier. So the first enchantment that we want to try and get on this guy is probably protection. And the biggest protection enchant you can get, I believe, is protection 4. So our job now is to basically destroy this, place it down, and simply repeat the process until we've got all of the enchants required for both the helmet, the chestplate, the legs, and the boots. Alrighty then, so it's been about an hour. I've actually managed to get a fair bit done on the enchanting front. I got a bit impatient when I was first starting out, and we only have Thorns 2. Now, I probably will replace him in the future. However, I did go ahead and buy 2 Thorns books and then put them together into Thorns 3. We then got pretty lucky not shortly after. We got Protection 4 enchant, Unbreaking 3, which is what we've got. So this is now the kind of general armor slash chestplate area. Then I moved on to trying to build the perfect boot enchant area, because we already had Unbreaking 3 and Protection 4, and we've already got Mending, so the only other 2 things we needed was Feather Falling, which we ended up getting Feather Falling 4, however it's quite expensive, and then the last enchant we actually need is Swift Sneak. So I ended up doing some googling, because I don't actually remember ever seeing Swift Sneak. It turns out that is actually a special enchant that's strictly set to bastions or bartering with piglins. So I'm going to do a bit of research, but it looks like next on the agenda is we're going to have to go and set up a very, very basic bartering farm in the Nether. Okay, so our goal is to get him into the villagers and turn them all into zombie villagers. So let's see if we can do this. Well, it took a short while, but we finally got there. So now we just have to kill off this skeleton. Wait, it's a zombie, not a skeleton. Then we need to go and get our potions of weakness. There we are. That was very, very loud. Now we just have to wait a couple of minutes and they should transform. And there we are. So we now have Feather Falling 4, which we can put on our new pair of booties when we get them. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and buy 4 of these books. So we still do have 40 emeralds remaining, but we now have Protection 4 to go on every single piece of equipment, which is going to help us basically survive for much, much longer. Now, we can go ahead and almost craft our god armor, but before we do, we have to go and collect some more diamonds for some more boots. So let's go and do some mining. We are back. Now, I kind of said to myself I was going to kind of try and, you know, mine maybe a stack of diamonds. I got bored after I got 7. Well, no, I didn't get bored. I basically just said to myself that I want to actually focus on getting more diamonds in the future by other methods and other means. So for now, I kind of called it quits. And we already had 3. So all we need to do is just run over here, craft 1 pair of boots, and we're still in profit as we've still got 6 diamonds left. We are running a bit low on emeralds, but they're really easy to get now, so I'm not worried about them. But we need to head over to the skeleton farm, and I'll explain why in just a second. We're now at our skeleton spawner turned XP farm, and before skeletons start spawning and it gets too noisy, I just wanted to quickly explain what we have to do next. So, as you can tell, we've made some diamond boots, but we're going to need to get some enchants on them, and you guys told me off last time for actually trying to put enchants on armor before using an enchanting table. So this time, we're going to use an enchanting table, but in order to do that, we're going to need 30 levels. However, it doesn't end there. See, the other issue is that we also need to put Protection 4 on all of our gear, as we only have Protection 3, and we did buy the books, but it's probably going to cost about 15 levels to put it on, even probably just 1 piece of armor. So we're probably going to have to do some backwards and forwards here and keep AFKing and killing some skeletons. So we've AFK'd for a short while, and I do believe that we probably need to AFK for a little bit longer in order to actually get a lot more levels, but I thought we'd actually use this opportunity to just come and see what enchants we can get on the boots. So it's going to give us Unbreaking 3 and Fire Protection 3. So we have to make another pair of boots because we can't override Fire Protection. Oh, I'm so glad that we got some more diamonds. I am, however, not actually too unimpressed by those boots, because I'm actually going to put them in this chest along with a blast protection chest plate as a nether based armor set to wear whenever we go into the nether. And I think if we build kind of like an OP nether build, at least then we won't have to worry about going into the nether. So with fire and blast protection, that'll be handy for the nether. But we need to make another pair of boots and try and enchant them once again. And it only gave us protection. So you know earlier on in the video when I said that Unbreaking 3 probably wasn't going to be that useful of an enchant? I'm now back at the anvil, and I actually don't believe that I've got the levels to do or everything that I want to achieve. But I think if we combine a Thorns and Protection 4 book and then put our chest plate in there... Oh, that's expensive. So we've been AFKing for about an hour to get the levels that we had just before we started this, and I'm basically gonna have to do the exact same thing again because we're gonna need another 48 levels just to top up the armor. That is absolutely insane, and I hope to God that this is the most efficient way to do it, because I really don't want anybody in the comments shouting at me because I'm going about this in a really inefficient manner. But anyway, let's AFK and we'll come back when we've got the levels. I realised in the pursuit of trying to get this god armor, I actually realised we're missing an enchant on the helmet, as we have Aqua Affinity, but we also need Respiration in actually, you know, to make this an actual god armor. So we need to go and get one more villager into our villager trading farm. So off we go! Okay, so in theory we should have the levels required to put Protection 4 on the last 2 bits of armor, which we have. So now, if we have a quick look, we should have Aqua Affinity and Respiration 3, Unbreaking 3, Mending, Protection 4, Protection 4, Protection 4, Protection 4, Mending, Mending. And this is where the entire Let's Play has been leading up to in the last couple of episodes. So let's go ahead and place our Netherite ingot in and our upgrade. Let's get our Netherite helmet. Let's do the same with our body, and the same with our legs, and the same with our boots. And there we are. Cover me in debris. Cover me in things that are unholy and ungodly. Anyway, scratch that. Let's put our netherite armor on, and there we are, guys. We have full netherite armor in our world. We are now that little bit more protected, and we are off to the races in regards to our gear. This looks way more dwarven than diamond armor, so it really does suit our aesthetic and our world that we're going for at the moment. But we're progressing through the game nicely, and it's allowing us to move on so that we can start focusing on getting the actual world built rather than just focusing on the sake of game progression. And for me, I'm actually getting more and more excited the more I think about it on the actual projects and the builds that we're going to do in this world. So that's what I'm excited to get on with. But for now, I've got an ulcer in my mouth and it's incredibly painful. So I'm going to go ahead and leave the video here. Thank you for watching, guys. I've been Mickey T, also known as Mike James, or It's Me, Mickey T. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to go and watch out the other content if you haven't seen any more. But terms and conditions apply.